What's up, senior high? It's Sir Dale here, and we're back with the lesson 5 of your module, no? In general mathematics lesson, which is exponential functions. So I'd like to congratulate the uh, top scorers, no? Top scorers last week. So I greeted you in GC. Congratulations, no? Keep it up, no? Sa next week, no? Para for lesson 4 ninyo na quiz o application. So now we're going to lesson 5 na. Okay, so aren't you excited? Happy na tamo man sa tuhang math as a quarter 1, no? Module 1 sa inyong math. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin with the lesson 5. So we're gonna be discussing about exponential functions, diba? So this is lesson 5 in your module. Okay, so let's start with what DepEd wants you to learn. No, you must learn how to represent the situations with using exponential functions. Dayon kailangan ka ba mag-table, graph, dayon equation, diba? And then next dayon kay domain and range sa exponential function. So nagapon mo yung graphing, di ba? Okay? And then intercept zeros, asymptotes of an exponential function, and then problem solving. Okay? So this is hope short lang ni ato ang lesson karon nga time, no? Tulor ka book. So we have exponential functions, graph niya, and then natural exponential function also its graph. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. So exponential functions. So what are exponential functions? So exponential functions, so naa siya base a, no, for all real numbers x by where a is greater than 0 and a must not be equal to 1. Okay, so a must not be equal to 1. Yan naman kay bisan pag 1 to the 1 to the pila pa na ka-thousand diha, 1 ra gid na ang answer ana. Okay, so it must be greater than 0 but not equal to 1. Okay, so muna siya. So examples exponential functions, we have 2 to the power of x, no? G of x equal to 3 to the x, and then h of x is equal to 10 to the x. Okay, so those are examples of exponential functions. Now let's go to how to evaluate exponential functions. Okay, so this is important nga if you listen to this, so if you view this module now, make sure that your surroundings is quiet. Okay, so para you can hear my voice. Okay, I'm putting a background music to this so that you will only focus on my voice, okay, and also you might be entertained by the background music that I will put. Okay, so example, if you evaluate exponential function, you can't use you must use a calculator. Okay, use a scientific calculator on this. Yes, you must you must use a scientific calculator on this. Okay, so for example, the letter A, no, 3 to the 5th. Okay, so this letter A, 3 to the 5th, diba? If you put that in your calculator, so you have 243. Okay, so kung B, 3 to the negative 2/3, so put that in your calculator, it's around 0.4807. Okay, so it's rounded up to 4 decimal places. Okay, so if i-consider nyo ang pi, no, substitute the pi, you will have 31.544. Okay, and then lastly, if you substitute square root of 2, okay, for letter D, diba? So you will have around 4.7288. Okay, so that's simple. Now how can you evaluate that using a scientific calculator? Okay, so Next is how do we graph them? Okay, so how do we graph them? Actually, um, you can do this by plotting of points. Okay, so you can do this by plotting of points. So for example, you have a you know, function, di ba? So if you have a function and then you are to draw the graph of it, you can use a um, table of values for this. Okay, so in your module, I wrote there 3x, di ba? Then ang isasad is 1/3 to the x. Okay, so let's substitute test values. Okay, so from -3 to 3. Okay, so substitute -3, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll find out that if you substitute on here, diba, 3 to the -3, ang answer niya is 1/27. Okay, 1/27 is just fraction form. Okay, it might be different in your calculator, but it is in fraction form. Okay, kung labi na kung cycle inyo gamit, fraction form ang gawas ana. Okay, so you will see 1/9, 1/1/3, di ba? Then huli siyang 1, and then 3, 1, then 0 day. Wala 0, wala 0. It's 1, this is 1, then 3, then 9, then 27. Okay? Bali, kung kinisad siya, isa, this is 27, diba? Kung 1/3 to the -3. Okay? You have 9, 3, 1, 1/3, 1, 9, dayon 1/27. Okay? So, what do you notice, diba? So, pabali lang sila. So, ang graph niya is something like this, di ba? So, kung 1 na siya, 1, -3, -1, 1, -3. So, this is -2, it's 2. Okay? So, ato ang kuan, ato ang lang, let's divide this, no? 3, 9, and 27. So, 3, then 9 dara. This is 3, then 27 din yung sa pinakataas. Okay? Then, atay 1. Okay? It's always a 1 yun. Wagi gina siya 1. Okay? So, let's graph 3. Ana, -3. Tapos, negative 3 to the x. Okay? So, -3. So, sinarang siya diri. Gamay lang, gamay. Kaya siya gamay. Dayan, ay mo na rin siyang, kung 1 is 1/3. Dayon, kung 0 na gud is 1, di ba? Ang tod, musaka siya. Okay? So, that's, lang, that's your, this is 3 to the x. Okay? Let's change colors. Red. Okay? So, kung sa pikas pod, di ba? So, from -3, diri sad siya gikan. Okay? So, diha, dayon, dira, dayon, sa sunod, dini, dayon, diri na dayon, dayon, diri, dira, dira. Okay? So, ang iyang graph kay pabali. So, kuan lang nila, inverse lang nila, no? Inverse of each other. So, mirror lang na mirror. Diba? So, na siya ang graph. Okay? So, if we look at what it is written in your module, diba? Look something like this. Nabali lang. Nabali lang ang colors. Okay? So, this is 1/3 to the x. Okay? So, let me clear. So, kita ninyo pare-pareha. Nabali lang ang color. Diba? So, let's clear daw. Okay, so ingana siya. That's how you can use this, diba? So this is 3, this is 9, this is 27. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So, adili siya inverse ha. It's the reciprocal there. It's the reciprocal. It's not the inverse. Because I've defined that in the last na the inverse is not not the same with reciprocal, di ba? Yeah, I remember that. So I want you to remember this. No? This is figure. This is figure 5.2. 5.2. So figure 5.2 in your module. Okay, just remember this. So as you can see, 10, 10, di ba? 10 and 1, 10 kay 1 over 10 kay mirror lang sila, di ba? So, but nag-agi sila sa 1. Mag-agi gina sila sa 1 tanan. Okay? Diha, then ang 5 ug ang 1/5 diha balirasad na sila, ang 1/3 ug ang 3 balirasad. Okay, they are mirror images of each other, and then 2 and 1/2 they are pareha po sila. Okay? Inhan naman sa ninyo kay same ba sila color. Okay, so kaning 2 ug kining 2 same, di ba? Kining green ug kining black is same, kining blue ug blue they're the same. Kaning ubichis yellow ug violet they're the same. Okay? So yeah. Identifying the graphs. So let's example 5.3, identifying the graphs of exponential functions. You have to learn this. You have to learn how to spot, no? How to identify the graphs of exponential functions. Not just in quiz, okay? So yeah, how do you find the exponential function ax whose graph is given? Okay? So, dali ra ni siya. Okay, dali ra ni siya. Say, pangitan ninyo, unsay value niya, di ba? So, unsay value niya? So, 25, then 2, di ba? So, ang A is, so, pata kabalo, but ang X, okay? So, we need to find the value of A. Value of A lang, then, mana na yun. Ang inyo lang clue ana is kining Y value niya. Okay? So, pila man niyang Y value, di ba? That's 25. Okay? So, letter A, ang iha is 25. Then, ang ihang X is 2. Di ba? Ano na siya? Pag-solve. Okay? How do you find A now? Is that you square both sides. You square both sides. So, nari kay A, square root of 25 is 5. So, kita na ninyo. So, ang kini siya is f of x is equal to 5x. Okay? So, ano ra kadali? So, let's delete this. Rewatch the video. Rewind lang. Okay? So, next, kini. Diba? So, same rin hapon. It's ax 1/8. Diba? 1/8. 1/8 man ang y value niya. So, 1/8. So, ilan man ang x niya? It's 3. Diba? 3, 1/8. Okay? So, how do you find now? Diba? So, get the cube root. Okay? Cube root. 3. Cube root. You will now find A na siya diha. Pila may cube root sa 8. Diba? Pila cube root sa 8. Cube root sa 8 is 2. So, 1/2 na siya. So, ang answer ani is f of x is equal to 1/2 na. Okay, butangin ninyo og kuan ha, parenthesis para hindi mo malibog. O kuan gid whole gid nga 1/2 gid inyo i-multiply og to the x. Yeah. Ana ra na siya. Okay? So next is we have to graph, okay? Graph of the exponential functions, okay? So we have letter A, the 1 plus 2 to the x, negative 2 to the x, or 2 to the x minus 1. Okay, so how do you graph those? Okay, so sayon lang. Okay, so ang anong ako ni siyang gipakita kini because you have to start with this, di ba? So 1 plus 2x, so kita natin 2x, so kita natin diha naraman ang 2x diri. Yeah, mo ang 2x diha. So how do you draw that? So kini siya mag-start ka ani nga line, di ba? Start ka nga line. Okay? Start ka nga line. Dayon, what do you want to do is that, di ba 1 plus man? 1 plus 2x. So you have to shift 1 unit upward. Okay? So instead nga mag-start ka diri sa 1, mag-add ka og 2. So diri ka mag-start sa 2 na hinuon. Okay? So diri ka mag-start sa 2 na siya. Okay? Diba? So example, kung dira inyo na rin siya i-copy dito. Muna rin na. Okay? Muna rin na ang ihang graph. Okay? Let's look at it. Imo siya, di ba? Di ba? Ikan sa 1 man ka nagsugod diri ba? Diri 1, di ba? Diri dayon, naman kay 1 plus 1 lang, shift upward 1 unit. Then, muna rin to yung graph. Okay? Okay, let's clear this. Next. So, this is 1. 1. Okay? So, negative 2. Okay? So, h of x is equal to negative 2. Kung kininasad, kung i-negative gani ninyo, negative gani ni, mag-start niya pong ka sa 2x, diba? So, dapat kay negative man. So, meaning, muna siya ang iyang reciprocal, diba? So, kung di ka niya siya dire, diba? Dire siya, inyo na siya ipa-reflect about the x-axis. Okay? So, ipa-reflect lang mo siya. So, resultaan na talang negative 1 na dara, mahimo na siyang mabali na rin siya. Okay? Ana na siya. Mabali siya. Kay negative man. Usalan nyo yung module. Ana siya. Ang process ana. So, ang graph, meron, it looks something like this. Okay? Ikan sa ini, ikan sa ani, imo na rin siyang gi-reflect about the x-axis. So, mo na rin siya ang graph karon sa y is equal to negative 2 to the x. Okay? Lastly, 2 to the x minus 1. Okay? Kung sa may itong buhaton anak niya. So, kung sa x na gani siya, nag-minus. Okay? So, you have to shift horizontally. Okay? So, kung sa dire gani sa y, di ba? So, 1 plus 2x, wala siya sa x mismo, nag plus 1 or minus 1. Shift ka upward or downward. Okay? So, vertically ka mag-shift. Pero kung sa x na gani, dire na gani siya nag-add or nag-plus. So, horizontal imuhang transform. Okay? So, muna siya magtandaan. So, kung sa y side, kung plus gani, pasabot na upward niya shift. Kung gani, kung negative gani, so talang 2x minus 1. Okay? So, 2x minus 1, so paubos. Okay? So, paubos nga. Instead of dire, ang shift na din niya kay na dire. Muna ni ihang graph karon kung 2x, 2 to the x minus 1. Pero kung 2 to the x minus 1 gani, ingana gani siya. So, ang shift niya is horizontal. Okay? Pero pabali na sad. Kung negative gani na siya, shift to the right. Or, ahaman sa inyo, repeat. Shift to the right. So, sa inyo. Lang. Shift to the right. Okay? Shift to the right na lang. Sa akong right ka. Shift to the right. Kung plus gani na, talang 2x to the 2 to the x plus 1, shift to the left. Okay? So, ana siya. So, ang magtabuan ni kini shift kag 1. So, imbes nga diri imuhang kuan, diri na noon siya. So, mahimo na siyang diri. Ana na siya. Kuan igo. Mahimo na siyang diha. Okay? Muna siya pag-transform ang graph. So, it looks something like this. Okay? Ana siya. Just rewind this, no, para mabalaan ninyo, ma-review this, no, para mas ma-master pag ninyo ang pag-graph ani. Okay? So this is just the uh, hard part, no? Ang uban ng mga part is simple na, especially if namoy cycle. Okay? So let's move on to the next. So lastly, we have the natural exponential function ba? So letter E. So kung nakita mo ana, sa man ang E. So sa calculus, no? Ana siya, uh, 1 plus 1 over n to the n. Okay? So as n becomes large, so kung padako ni siya, padaghatas kayo, di ba? So n becomes large. So in calculus, so sa calculus, so ano na siya, limit na siya as n goes to infinity. So let's write that here. As n goes to infinity. Okay. Goes to infinity. So butang tag mga values na daggo kayo. Diba? So daggo kayo. For example, ikan sa 1, diba? Kung 1, ito, ang approximate value is niya is nasa 2. Diba? 2. Untod nga magkadako ang value niya, substitute 5, 10, hangtod 1 million, diba? Ang digits na rin niya is getting closer, no? Approximately kung 20 digit niya, 20 decimal places, mo ni siya ang iyang value. And wala siya pattern, okay? Wala siya pattern. So this is an irrational number. So E or Euler's number. So Euler na siya, din siya Euler. Euler's number. Tawag Euler's number. So it is an irrational number, okay? So para siya sa pi. Pi has pila ka digits na dili gid siya mahuman ang pagkuan sa pi. Actually pi is in endless, limitless. Okay. So hana kadaghan ang digits sa pi. Same ra gyapon sa Euler's number, it doesn't finish. Okay? So wala siyang irrational number siya. Okay? So if we look at the graph pod ana niya ng natural exponential function, it looks like this. Okay? So it is between 3x o let's clear this. So it is between 3 to the x and 2 to the x. So remember, no, ang iyang value, di ba, kay 2, di ba? 2 kung 1, then magkaduol din siya sa 3, di ba? So meaning ang iyang graph sa e to the x is somewhere between 3 to the x o 2 to the x, but nearer siya sa 3 to the x kay 2.71 man ang iyang approximate nga mga value. Okay? So yeah, siya. So let's find an example, no? Let's solve. So this is really simple. So we have done this before. Just put it in your cycle and then you can you will know this. Okay, so 3x dito siya 3x. This is e to the x. What the heck? Okay, this is e to the x. Just don't mind this. This is e to the x. Okay, so e to the x. So ang talang exponential function. Okay, so evaluate expression rounded to 5 decimal places. Okay, so e to the x. So nganong 3 to dito siya because ana din siya e to the 3. Okay, so e to the 3. So this is somewhere 20.8554. So this is letter A, diba? This is letter A. Kung letter B, 2e to the negative 0.53. Okay, so that's around 1.7 to 7 to 1. So just put this in your calculator, no? 4.8 to the 4.8. So you have 121.8 51042. Okay, so pardon my handwriting. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can evaluate the natural exponential function. Just put it in your calculator. Okay, so graphing. Okay, graphing. So we have seen the graph of E, diba? So graph of E is something uh, looks like this, diba? So kini siya. So negative E to the X man. So bali lang. Okay, bali lang di siya bali. Reflect lang mo siya to the to the X to the Y axis. So, mo lang siyang ibali. Okay? So kung one pod kung uh, point at kinisad siya, you really can't find uh, an approximate this. You have to list yung table of values gini siya. Table of values gid. Just on this solve this in your calculator and then you will get these values, no? Get these values and then you can graph it like this. Okay? So that's the graph of and 3 times e to the 0.5x. So kay wala man tayo mabasihan nga graph, so you have to plot it you have to graph it by plotting points. Yan. Okay? So last example that I'm going to give you, so exponential model for the spread of virus. So for example, we have the virus going on, di ba? Karon. So for example, sa ground zero, we have an infectious disease begins to spread in small city, a population of 10,000. So after T days, so T is days na siya, the number of people who have succumbed to the virus is modeled by the function V V of T is equal to 10,000 over 5 plus all over 5 plus 1,245 times e to the negative 0.97 t. Okay, so we have how many infected people are there initially at time t equals 0, then after 1 day, after 2 days, after 5 days, and then graph the function of v and describe its behavior. Okay, so we have solution. No? So letter A. So letter A, how many infected people were there initially daw? So meaning at t equal to 0. So let's write the function. No, this is t there. This is t. So 10,000 over 5 plus 1, 2, 4, 5 e to the 0.97 t. Okay? So, let's substitute t with 0. Diba? So, you have 10,000 5 plus 1, 2, 4, 5 e. Diba? 0.97 times 0 is equal to 0. Diba? So, e to the 0 is 1. Okay? E to the 0 is 1. So, 1 na rin siya. So, mahimo na rin siyang 10,000 plus 1 to 50. Okay, 1 na rin siya. 1 na rin siya. Okay? So, this is equal to 8. Diba? 8. Use your calculator. So, 8 people. No? So, sa first day pa lang, naanay 8 ka people nga na-infect, okay, with the virus. Okay? So, letter B, i-ask ta kung pila daw kuno kung 1 day, 2 days, o 5 days. Diba? So, substitute lang ihapon. 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4, 5, negative 0.97, then replace, no? So, magtatag 1 day. So, replace t with 1, and then you will get 21, approximately 21 people. Okay? So, kung sa di siya, kung 5 pud na siya, so approximately 54 people ang na-infect with the virus. And then, kung 2 days rin. So kung 2 days, ba? This is 54 kung 2 days. So kung 5 days na, we have 678. So paspas kayo ang virus ga kalat, okay? So kung if we graph the function and describe its behavior, so we can see this graph here, okay? So it plateaus at around 2,000, di ba? So nag-flat na ang ihang curve. Okay, nga naman. Kay it levels up when about 2,000 people are infected. Nga naman, because there are a lot of factors, but mainly Rubutag, nahurot na ang people nga infect. So muna nga ang daily niya nga i-infect is di ra gid siya mo sobra og 2,000. Okay? So maybe kay ang tanan na infect na adto nga city wala kabalo. Okay? So this is an example of a logistic growth model. Okay? The logistic growth model. So as you can see, no, sa atoang sa atoang state karon sa Philippines, sa COVID, di ba? So what is happening, di ba? The cases gabi gid kaayo at around sa to nga month nga moabot siya og tag 20k, no, per day ang ma-infect, no? Pero karon pila naman lang, mga tag 2k na lang ana over the range of 7 days, di ba? So una karon ang Metro Manila is they are going to mahimo na silang low risk area because of their daily infection nga gagmay na lang. That's kay dili man gid siya pwede nga mutaas na lang gyud, okay? Kay mahurot na ang tao nga infect, so wala na sila madugang. So muna nga magkaubos na, okay, ang daily na cases of COVID, okay? So muna siya ang ang explanation anak nga nagagmay siya. Okay, that's part of the explanation. No? That's not entirely the explanation, but there are really daghan factors. For example, vaccination, di ba? Daghan na kaya nagpa-vaccine, and I hope that you would get vaccinated too, di ba? Kung moabot na sa inyong age ang vaccine, di ba? So I really hope that you will be vaccinated soon para makabalik na tag face to face. Okay? So I got my second dose na of COVID, no? COVID vaccine. So praise God, I got that without a hitch, and I hope na kamo pod makakuha sad mo sa vaccine. Okay? So that's it for my class. The fifth lesson. I hope that you have learned something, no? Please like and subscribe, no? Finance Chemical Engineering School. And yeah, as parting words for you all, please get vaccinated. And kung naamo sa inyong balay, ayaw lang mo aglakaw kung walay kinahanglan nga lakon, di ba? Stay at home, social distance, no? Wear your mask at all times. Bisan pag fully vaccinated na mo, because it is a breeding ground, no, for viruses to mutate, no, labi na kung daghan kay siya ma-infect. So it has a large chances, so dako yung chance nga mag-mutate siya into a stronger virus or a weaker virus. Okay, so daghan man siya possibility mo na siya nga daghan natay delta na variant. Okay, so that's it for me. No, naabot na tag COVID nga discussion. I hope you learned something. Please share this to your friends, and please comment it below if this has helped you. That's it. Yeah. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.